So I feel like there's kind of a trend of like I will talk about something like really fun and really like lighthearted, and then there will be another part where it's like I get super serious and I'm like kind of going off on a tangent, and today I feel like that's gonna happen. um I don't know. I've been thinking about what I'm gonna be talking about today for um quite often this week. I think I brought it up a little bit recently in a thing that I talked about, a topic where I talked about like social media, and I'm gonna kind of start there, but then I'm gonna kind of move into maybe a little different territory. But yeah, so not much going on since we last got an episode. Still, I'm in smack dab in the middle of Mockingjay. To give you context, I just started the second movie. If you're following along with me, that's the place I'm in. We just started the second movie. So getting close to the end. Really excited to share with you the books that I'm going to be reading. I have a little list that I'm going to be making. Let me know if you want that list so that you can start reading as well. Please comment down below if you are watching this. You can comment right below the video. If you are listening, there should be a section at the bottom of this podcast episode where you can put in a comment. I don't know if anybody's listening to the podcast portion, to the audio, because my thing is not showing me any. And at one point it showed me one. I don't know. But I am getting views. I can see on YouTube. I can see you guys. Thank you. Hi. Just make sure your post notifications are turned on because I'm always doing different things. I have my YouTube exclusives. You guys know that. Yeah. So I'm going to have a couple of those too here and there. I have some ideas for the future, things that I'm doing. I don't know. I have a lot of ideas in my mind. Did you ever feel like you have like a lot of ideas in your mind and then you're not sure how they're going to come about? So you're like, do I continue planning? Do I write it down? So I tend to write stuff down or make a Pinterest board, or I will do some type of something like that so that I can have a reference should that situation come up. But yeah, so here we are. And today I do want to, like I said, bring it serious a little bit. I want to talk more about comparison. We talked about social media and how it used to be a little while ago. And I feel like it kind of leaned into this, but I really want to kind of make this its own thing. I don't really have any scriptures to give on this. I was looking it up and I didn't really, nothing came up. So, I mean, other than the place in Psalms where it says I'm fearfully and wonderfully made, it doesn't really talk about comparison in the Bible like that. Probably because they didn't have it. Maybe the closest thing that I could, in the context of it, I guess, would be Mary and Martha. Because if you know the story of Mary and Martha, Martha was making a meal and cleaning the house because Jesus came to the house while he was still on the earth, and her sister Mary was sitting listening to him talking and asking him questions, and Martha was like, make her do something. Why is she getting to sit there? Why is she sitting there? I'm doing this. And Jesus was like, okay, you're trying to do the right thing and a nice thing, and I'm thank you, but this is more important right now. Which that's more priorities then, but I guess you would kind of say it was comparison. I don't know, but I more am looking at today's world, what we're doing, how we're viewing everything, because you're viewing everything, like I said in the social media episode, you're looking at filters, you're looking at stories, reels, you're looking at, not real stuff, like enhanced, and snapshots of life we're not looking at, so anyway, that brings us to comparison. So I also know that it's easy to do that in real life too, where like you see someone and they're, handling something really well, or they're, seemingly not having issues, and it's like, oh, well, I, don't have that, or I have this issue, or I don't handle that well, or I, whatever the case may be, you feel the opposite. And, I am raising both hands and a foot on that. I can feel that way, but I feel like we're missing the point, because that's not the person's entire life. Especially, we do this especially with people we don't know, or we don't know very well. And in today's society, we don't know people very well. We don't, like, people who are raised, even in, my generation, like back in the 90s, you probably remember going with your parent, your mom, your dad, whatever, usually your mom, during the day, to visit people, aunt, uncle, your mom's best friend, like my mom had a friend who they used to play in get-togethers. They would go, she would come over our house, or we would a lot of times go over her house, and we would have lunch, and I would play with her kids, and my mom and she would talk. They knew each other. They knew about each other's lives. They knew about each other's likes and dislikes, and the things that they, the things that they enjoyed, the things that they didn't, like about the world, the things, all of the topics, right? And now we don't really have that as much. It's crazy how, and I said this, but we are, and I think I said this, we are as connected as anybody could be in the way of opportunity to connect. We have the world literally at our fingertip, but we don't know people. How many of your followers, your friends, quote unquote, on your Facebook, the people that see your posts, how many of them do we actually interact with every day? And I also pledge to you, with everything that has happened in the last 4 years, even the people that you interact with every day, do you really know them? Because we got so comfortable through a year and a half of not going places, and not seeing people, and not working in an environment, and not, I think it really ruined it. And so, that all being said, let's put that into logic and realize, like, why and how are you going to compare your life with people that you don't really know? I mean, okay, so, I get it. I get it. There are certain people that, you see them every day, and you're good seeing them for that certain amount of time. Let's all be honest. Okay, it happens. But I'm talking about the people that, that you see every day. We don't know them. And it's sad, but let's move past that for a second, and let's then ask the question, how are you going to compare your life when you don't know them? I recently went through something that I literally said, everybody else can do this. Everybody else just can do this. Why can't I? Why can't I do this? Why can't I handle this? Why am I struggling so much? And I started to think about that more and more. And as I overcame the situation, and now I'm in a position where I'm doing a little better, and I feel more confident. I feel more strength going into what I need to go into. But I realized how many times I look at someone and I'm like, well, why can't I just be like that? Even in a good way. We need to be careful, even in a good way, because it's dangerous. I've had situations where people do that to me. They're like, well, why can't, this about me, talking about me and telling me all the stuff that they just see in me, and that, oh, why can't I? And it's like, no. You don't know. You don't know. And that all has been going through my mind, and I realize you don't know everybody's personal struggles every day. You don't know the things that they deal with nobody. And, it's interesting because, going back to, like I said, with social media, now you have it even worse because all you see are snippets of somebody doing something. For me, I know I said this, but I really post mostly in my stories just because it goes away and I don't have it on my page. I just have, you could be up there, and if you want to watch it and see it, you can. If you don't, you don't. But there's some things that I put up there just because it's fun. It's, whatever. But if somebody is doing that, where they're just posting just nice things, and, it can bring you to a place where you're like, wow, I don't get to go to Cedar Point. I don't get to go to Disney. I don't get to go out to eat. I don't get to have a bonfire. I don't get to go bowling. I don't, whatever the case may be. Oh, great. Now she's married. Oh, great. Now he's going on a boat trip. Oh, now they're in Italy, and oh, now they're in France, and now they're, whatever, what have you. And that's dangerous. Just like we want people to understand that they don't know our personal struggles, we need to understand that we don't know their personal struggles. Stop comparing yourself with somebody that you do not know, with somebody that you don't know what they deal with to get to that thing. They're most of the time not even thinking about what it's going to do to other people. And I also pledge to you that there are a group of them. I don't know how many. I am not going to say how many, but I know there is a group of them, at least, that they're sharing that because of the struggle that they've gone through. They're sharing it because they're excited. They work so hard, and now they get to do this thing. And they struggled so much and they finally found this thing and they're finally, you know, in a place where they can share about this thing. And so look at that thing and say, wow, that thing is good for them. And know that there's the rest of life. There's every day, there's the mundane, there's the not so great, there's, struggles and setbacks and life. And for me, I think that's where I feel like I'm getting healthier when I keep that mindset of, okay, this is every day. What am I doing every day? And for me, every day looks like asking the Lord continually to just lead me and guide me. And those beautiful moments are beautiful, and I'm so happy to share them. There are a lot of beautiful moments I don't share. My 4th of July was unexpectedly beautiful. I thought it was just going to be like last year. I got up, got ready, went to work, worked, and about halfway through, I got a text from my mom saying, hey, everybody's going over to your aunt and uncle's house. Want to go? And I was like, yes, that's going to be so fun. We'll get to see family and hang out. And I finished up my work. I got to leave. I quick changed and went to their house and had a really nice time. Got to talk with family, got to watch fireworks. It was nice. It was so nice. I really enjoyed it. And I didn't share a thing. I didn't take one picture, one video, one story. And you know what? I'm okay with that. Part of me thought for a second, oh, let me take a couple and then I was like, no, you know what? This is just for me. And I mean, I'm sharing it here, but but the details don't matter. The details don't have to be shared every single time. And I almost afterward shared about it too and said, didn't take any pictures, but had a great time. But then I was like, you know what? No, I'm not going to do that either. I'm just going to enjoy it and have that be mine. And you know what? There was something so beautiful about it. That made it even more beautiful that I didn't share one thing about it anywhere that night. And, even really didn't say much to a lot of people. I said it to a couple people I worked with who were standing there talking about how their night went, and they asked me personally, directly, how was yours? It was good, and I explained it, and it was really nice. So, I have that. And, it's nice. These are nice things. And I don't have to share it so that everybody else can see what I did. And maybe somewhere someone did something more grand that they shared, but I didn't see it because I wasn't there. Because I didn't even go on social media until like late that night, really quick. So I just think that though that's the beauty in not comparing is knowing that no matter what, we're all doing our own thing day to day. And if there's somebody who shares something and maybe you can gain inspiration from it, a nice outfit could give you inspiration for something from your closet. A really nice looking meal might make you want to go out and try that recipe. Taking a nice trip, you can look at the nice pictures and, for me, I'm not a traveler, so that is not an issue for me. I don't get wanderlust. I just if somebody travels somewhere, oh, nice pictures. That looks really nice. I'm glad you have a nice time. It's just not something that my thing is achievements, because I can tend to look at my own unachievements and beat myself up. So that is where that came from, that I don't want you guys to beat yourselves up over things that you don't know. Remember that we're all dealing with struggles day to day. We don't, unless you are directly connected to somebody and talking to them every single second. And if you have that, good for you, because I do not. And it's okay. But just remember, that is not that person's everyday life. That is not, that person's Tuesday morning. That's their Friday evening. That's their birthday celebration. That's their wedding day. That's not 3 months down the line when the baby's crying and the washer's broke and the phone's ringing and dinner's not cooked and he's sitting scratching his belly. That's not the day after the birthday party when nobody says anything and everybody's moved on with their lives and now you gotta go to work. That's not after the haircut grows out and everybody forgets that you got a new haircut. Whatever the case may be, it's all relative and it's all fleeting. And the most important thing is that you continue to take those achievements that you do make and keep them, no matter whether you share them out or not. And don't forget to take moments for yourself to not share. And I'm going to purpose to do that too. There are certain moments I'm not going to share because I want them for me. And there are certain moments that I might share part of because of the lesson that can come from it or from the attitude or the heart that I have in it. So with that being said, stay tuned. And maybe next time what I'll do is give you a list of the books that I'm going to be reading, and then you can go ahead and check them out. I just want to make sure that they're all available on the library app, because that's how I'm going to do them, because I'm not going to buy them in case I don't like them. But stay tuned. Bye, guys. Have a really, really great week, and make sure you're tuned in.